So we welcome ourselves, we welcome each other, we welcome our true self. We are this welcoming, effortless welcoming. That knows no division. This mystery, this inner stillness, this silence, this presence beyond words, beyond names, beyond titles, beyond time. So we are that silent and yet so aware and awake, colorful. The simplicity of being. Everywhere you look, it is your very self. Because in looking, there is only the looking, there is no separate object or separate subject. You are this presence. Formless, transparent. Everything that arises within you is your very being, stirring within itself. You never leave yourself. As consciousness, as that which you truly are. You are not an object which you perceive. Everything appears to you. You do not appear within anything. Given you do not appear within anything, how could you be limited in any way? Where and what is the separation between being, between awareness and the breath? Wherein what is the distance between yourself as awareness and the sensation of your feet on the ground? Take a look. Where is there any separation? In your direct experience, there's only being. Time and space appear to you as perceptions, as mentation. But you are not located within time and space. Within this temporal realm of manifestation, you have available to you the understanding. The understanding about the reality of your experience. The understanding about the reality of consciousness, being, beingness. Of course, you can preoccupy yourself with the realm of perceptions and the realm of experience. But there is no need for you to mistake yourself or imagine yourself to be an object of experience. You create out of your love for creativity. You interact out of your love for interaction. The sense of awe that you experience within your creation is also your creation. The freedom, the creativity. The sense of beauty and love. The tenderness, the compassion, the understanding. That is our reality. The sunrise and the sunset are but a representation of the beauty of consciousness, the beauty of reality. We are one as the ocean of awareness, being. This sweet and loving oneness, like a fetus in the womb. The belief that I am this or that, and that you are something else, someone else. Is like drawing a line in the sky and separating the sky into the northern sky and the southern sky. But the sky is one. We are this oneness, this sky, this infinite. Oneness, borderlessness. Nothing can truly be separated from consciousness. It's not possible. No matter how hard you try to separate yourself as somebody, as a person, a man, a woman, it's an imaginary separation. When you turn your attention to the love that you are, the love that is within every cell of your being, you realize that in love and as love, there is no duality. There isn't an actual me and you as separate beings. Beingness is one. So then you invite yourself to experience your experience out of the ocean of love and beingness, not arguing, resisting, trying to improve, but being the love within every aspect of your experience, every sensation, every thought, every image is love manifest. So I live out of this understanding, open, available for this understanding, that I am love, I am universal being. Everything and everyone is my very self. I invite this understanding to live itself within myself, to be the living expression of truth, to be guided by truth and allow truth, which is oneness, one truth, to live itself in every breath, in every gesture, in every thought, in every action that I do. Unwavering. So if you have any questions, anything that you would like to explore, please make sure you unmute yourself. I also have a question that was sent to me. But first, any questions? Okay, if there are no questions coming up right away, I will respond to the question that was sent to me. I wonder if you can discuss on any of your future satsangs body-mind issues like extreme self-criticism or self-hate. Just wanted to give a little context for my question. I have been feeling sick for the last 2 months since I have had one infection after another, and the antibiotics have made me feel fatigued and weak. When I get sick, I seem to be more sensitive to fear of what others think of me. It's all coming from this fear of judgment. So all self-criticism, all self-hate, which is similar to self-aggrandizements or self-love, as long as you're referring, which you are, to a personal self, a limited, separate consciousness, a person. All such criticism and self-hate, they mean nothing. They are completely irrelevant. It's like when you rub two objects together, you rub them, there is some heat that arises out of the rubbing of two objects together. In a way, self-criticism or self-hate is similar to that. Just to go straight to it, there is no personal self. Self-criticism or self-hate assumes a personal self. And if you start with the assumption that consciousness is separate and limited, that you are a personal self, you've put on the wearing the wrong size shoes. The size of your feet is 12 and you're wearing size 8. There is no way to feel comfortable in these shoes. You have to get clear that this is the wrong size shoe. The belief that you are a person is a doomed belief. It's a false belief. And once that belief is on board, then you will experience unhappiness. You will experience a sense of separation. Some people will love you. Some people will love you more. Some people will not love you. Some people will not love you more. So the remedy is not to love yourself or to counter self-criticism with self-praise, but you need to see through. You need to come to understanding about what you are in this moment. That which you are is the reality of consciousness, awareness. It has no name, has no age. It's neither male or female. When the body is fatigued and you notice that there's more irritability, more sensitivity, give your body some rest. Do your best to dim down your activities, dim down your exposure. Give your body rest, nourish your body with healthy foods, some healthy activity, some walks in nature if you can, or some stretching exercises or something of the sort. Give your body a little attention to baby your body so that your body has some nourishment from the love that you're giving it. And if there is irritation or a sense of fear that arises, you need to make a distinction between irritation at the body level, which is normal. When you are in traffic for a long period of time or sitting in the car for an hour, the body gets irritated. It's normal. It's just a practical situation. But fear pertains to the psychological self, this illusory me. Fear is a panacea. Fear is not something that you want to cultivate. And the way around fear is to first understand that it is irrational, that fear is based on the false belief that you exist in space, that you exist in time, that you are living in the world. You are not living in the world. The world appears to you. We need to come to this understanding, this absolute understanding, this 100% understanding that you're not a son or a daughter, you're not a man or a woman, you're not a conglomeration of cells or dancing atoms and molecules. You are awareness, you are consciousness. You can't dance your way around that understanding. You need to come to that understanding that you are this reality, the reality that perceives. Once you come to that understanding, it's not the end of the journey. You will still feel in life situations will arise like those situations you're describing, where you are sick, the body is sick. There will be situations that will arise that will trigger into you within your body, that will trigger the emotions, the negative emotions. That's normal, because the body retains the impressions of separation much longer than the mind. In other words, understanding that I am awareness is not sufficient. You need to also bring this understanding within your body, within your feeling state, within the sensations of your belly, within the sensation in your chest, within the sensations in your head, within the sensations in your back, in your brain, in your eyes, in your mouth, in your face. You need to bring this understanding within your body, that everything within your body, all sensations within your body, are impersonal. They are similar to the weather. They're just neutral events, like the sunshine, like the wind, like the song of the birds, like the barking of the dog. We have no issues with the weather. When it rains, we close the windows and we put on the rain jacket if we go out for a walk. If it's snowing, we dress up in our winter clothes. There's no issue with the weather. Can we also approach the inner weather in the same way that we approach the external weather? And don't say no. Don't take your time. Be open. Explore this possibility that as consciousness, which is your reality, you experience everything without anything happening to you. That you are the screen, you are the spaciousness, you are the infinite aware space of formless presence that can take on the form of a sensation, of a perception, of a feeling. There is no body that is in danger. Fear creates the impression that there is something seriously at stake. For whom? We get concerned about self-criticism. Who is it that we're trying to protect, to preserve? What is it that we're trying to polish? Why are we so preoccupied with polishing an image and marketing ourselves to sort of feel a little pieces and bits of love that are being thrown at us, and we pick them up off the floor. We say, thank you for loving me. You are the love. The love flows through you. You have no choice about it. You are the love. It's not something that you need to do or something you need to collect or something you need to preserve or safeguard. All of that is illusory. Anything that you're trying to protect, it's a matter of time for that protection to be overcome. You can build a 20-foot tall wall and a 21-foot ladder will make that 20-foot wall insignificant. So you build a 100-foot wall, then a 101-foot ladder will make it insignificant. And what for? What for? Why do you want to be in the wall building business? Be in the presence business, in the freedom business, in the love business. Recognize that there are no separation, no boundaries to you, that which you truly are. I'm not talking about your ideas or images about the body. I'm talking about the true self. There's only one self, one reality. And this reality is love itself, is not looking to be loved, is not worried about self-criticism. You can criticize this body all you want. Do you think that there is a body, any body on this planet that is loved by everybody? There are tall bodies, short bodies, fat bodies, white bodies, yellow bodies, slanted eyes bodies, flat nose bodies, pointed nose bodies, bodies with infinite bodies. There's no one body that all 7 billion human beings love. Imagine, here you are, you have no more self-criticism. You have 7 billion human beings that love you, except one still criticizing you. We have to kill them. We have to kill them. We have to kill them because we cannot stand self-criticism. You see, hey, criticize me all you want. What are you criticizing? You cannot criticize consciousness. You're criticizing my nose, my hair, my belly, my money, my car, my house, what is it that's being criticized? When you recognize yourself as awareness, you're out of the criticism business. You're out of the criticizing and being criticized business. Right? And self-hate. You're not two, the hater and the hated. You're not two. I hate myself. Wait a minute, are you the one that's hating or the one that's hated? How many are you? It's an illusion. Hating yourself is an illusion, or somebody hating you. It's all illusion. You can hate me and criticize me all you want, all day and all night. I hope that you find a peace. I hope you find a peace, because the peace of being here is tranquilo, baby. Tranquilo. So be this tranquilo, baby. Tranquilo. Not defending, arguing, fighting. So, we walk the path of love and the path of beauty, And this is the best way to inspire, quotes unquote, others, is via our love. Not via wanting them to love us or wanting them to respect us or wanting them to stop criticizing them or wanting anything from them. Imagine that somebody you know doesn't want anything from you. Nothing from you. Nothing. Can you contemplate to live that way yourself? Living like the river flows, the river flows. You are the river. You are the flow. There's no fear, no care, no worry. When it's very, very hot, the river becomes very small. It evaporates. During the monsoon, the river is a huge river. In the winter, it's icy river. No worries, no concerns, no issues. Don't separate yourself from the river. Any questions?
Magdi.
Yes, hola Fernando. Hello Fernando.
Maybe this question is in some way related to the previous one. In the last week, I have realized how much I have a habit for years, which is judging people, criticizing people, events, things, everything. And the other day I was in the gym and I realized that I was criticizing people the way they were in the gym and things like that. I criticize in the micro things like, for instance, when I'm driving, I criticize other drivers because they speed or they don't stop at the traffic light. At the macro level, I criticize politicians, I judge policymakers, and on. And that it is something that has become something that is bothering me actually. And now I ask myself, how can I stop judging people, especially? And do you have any ideas, or can you talk about
yes,
how to stop judging others, people, please?
Yes. So, Fernando, you are now aware of that. You're at the gym and you notice, oh, goodness, I'm judging. You notice when you're driving, you're judging. You're noticing. Mm-hmm. So that's already a very good thing, because now you have a yoga exercise to do. Because before noticing this was going on, but there was nothing that you were noticing, so it was going on like automatically in a way. But now that you are noticing, you have a homework, you have an opportunity. You have an opportunity, a yoga exercise to do in those situations, in the gym. Now you notice the criticism. So then it's available to you to explore how to be with that. Yes, there is a criticism. So what I can do with that is I can hate myself for criticizing, or I can criticize myself for criticizing, which is more criticism. Or I can tell myself, oh, you're a bad guy, you shouldn't be criticizing, which is also a criticism. Or I can tell myself, oh my God, I'm failing, you know, I thought I'm more spiritual and it's really awful, which is also a form of criticizing or judging. So they are available to you how to be now that I'm aware of that. Here I am in the gym and there's emotions, these feelings, these thoughts are arising, how to be with them. So there is the power of awareness, because awareness is before a judgment. The thought says, oh, I shouldn't. Oh, I'm doing bad. But awareness isn't saying anything. Awareness is like a light. It's like you turn on the light and you're seeing, oh, there is judgment going on. So the awareness is there. And awareness in itself is peace and love. Awareness is peace and love. It's not doing anything. It's not trying to say, Fernando, you're failing, or Fernando, you should be better than that. It's not saying that. It's just the light. The light is on. And that light of awareness is you. You in that moment, you have shifted from being the personal self that is criticizing others and separating itself from the others. When awareness comes, boom, no separation. In the moment of awareness, boom, there is just awareness. Aha. And awareness is peace and love. It doesn't need to do anything. It doesn't need to do anything. It's just there. It's just, okay. It sees. There is understanding in our moment of awareness. Is a moment of understanding. And in that moment of understanding, you see that, okay, I am the other, but I am separating myself from the other. I am, for example, good and they're bad. And from their perspective, they are good, you are bad. And from the perspective of another person, number 3 person, maybe the other 2 are bad and they are good, and so on, and so on, and so on, and so on. And so on, you see. So it's important not to dig a deeper hole by doing more self-criticism or make a problem. There's no problem. There is no problem, because ignorance, meaning separation, is not something that you, Fernando, is doing. Separation is the game that consciousness is playing. So there isn't a guilty Fernando or an innocent Fernando. It is God's game, God's play. And you see God's play. When you see God's play, is a moment where of understanding. In the moment of understanding, there is peace and love. There is harmony in the moment of understanding. So don't try to become a better person. Don't try to fix yourself, because there is no self, no personal self. Because then you are, okay, how am I doing? Did I fail? Did I succeed? Then you have a scorebook, a scorecard. Okay, Tuesday, I scored 2. Wednesday, I scored 8. Thursday, oh my God, 0. So this is all illusion. It's not about trying to do anything. It's about understanding. You already have expressed in your question the understanding. You've expressed the understanding. You say, okay, I find that I'm judging people, how they dress, how they walk, how, I don't know, how they drive, how they blah, 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 blah. So then in that moment of understanding, you're seeing the judgment. And you're also seeing the unhappiness of the judgment. Mm-hmm. Because in the judgment, you are the judger and you are also the judged. You see, because you separate yourself. Now you're an object of being loved or being not loved, or being loved a lot or loved less, or being whatever. You see.
Yeah, it's very interesting what you said, because when I, for instance, I was in the gym and I was criticizing someone, and then I realized that I was judging. At that very moment when I realized that I was judging, I stopped judging.
Yes.
So, and
yes,
that's one instance. And the other one is when I was here trying to give it form to my question, I wrote, Magdi, how to reduce judging people. And then I add how to reduce judging other people. And then I noticed the word other. And I said, wait, this is the point, because I'm separating myself from other people, you know, and that sometimes when you elaborate a question, you, in some way, you are close to the answer, right?
Yes.
And I noticed there that I was using the word other.
Yes.
That's the point. Other means separation.
Yes. In a way, Fernando, in judgment, it's just an inner process. It's something going on within us. It's like, here I am, and within myself, oh, I don't like this and I don't like that. The disliking or the judging is happening within me. It's an inner process. It's as if, as a metaphor, as if you're dividing yourself in two armies, the good and the bad, and the good is judging the bad. It's saying, oh, there's something, but it's all within you. It's an inner, why? It's like it's as if my right lung and my left lung, they make a war with each other. What for? It's all internal. Because the other is experienced within myself. Right now, we are talking together, but my experience is of this perception is appearing within me, within awareness. Mm-hmm. So you, quotes unquote, you, in this moment, you are me as an experience, as the reality. Okay, as a thought, okay, Fernando is in whatever, Virginia, blah, 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 as a thought. But as an experience, mm-hmm. Right now, the so-called other Fernando, I'm experiencing intimately within myself right now, you see. So it's the reality of our experience is more reliable than our narrative, than our stories about our experience. The interpretation of our experience is not our experience. Our experience is always oneness. So the other, if you're criticizing the other, in a way, based on your experience, you're criticizing yourself. What for? For what good? You say. Now, I noticed like I used to get irritated when people interact. Sometimes I'm coming on a ramp and other people are, trying to rush or they don't let you through or something like that. I used to get irritated, bad drivers, we should take the license off or something like that. Mm-hmm. But then because I use it as a yoga, I thought, okay, wait a minute, what do I know? Maybe they have more important things in their life to do. Maybe they are more stressed than me. Maybe they feel a lot of fear from being late to work. I don't know. What do I know? Maybe they have a habit, of always being ahead, So then as a yoga, I realized, it's okay. They are different because when you walk in the forest, in every tree, every bush is different from the other. Same thing with the human beings. Every is different. So then I say, okay, please go ahead. In my mind, I say, go ahead, please be peace. Be peaceful. I hope you are okay. That you arrive, on time to work. That the stress within your body can relax, you see, because we are one, you see, because we are one, there's no two. So I invite the relaxation for them, but it's not really for them, it's just in the entire space, you see. So this is, there are forms of yogas that you can explore, and it's your own exploration. You have a lot of creativity to find how to be with that, how to relate. I'm not talking about bypassing or doing spiritual bypass. No, I'm talking about, yes, I do feel the criticism. Okay, fine. Okay, so what to do with it? How to be with it? Can I be with it? Can I be with it? Not from the sense of separation, but from the openness, from the availability, from the innocence, to the understanding, the exploration. Without, it's very important, without guilt, doing the guilt, or the self-judgment, because, like Francis says all the time, we don't choose our thoughts. They come to us, and in a way they're God's thoughts. But we can, in the moment, have an understanding about how we are right now. Maybe we are judging, maybe we are fearful, maybe, we have, so then we can use those as opportunities to align our feeling state with our understanding.
Thank you, Magdi.
Yeah. So in a way, we are thankful for these opportunities. We say, oh, thank you, that's good, okay. Now I have an opportunity to see some things about myself that are not very sweet, not very happy. So I say, okay.
Magdi?
Yes. Hola, Emmanuel. Yes. Hello, Emmanuel.
Bravida.
Yes, very well, Emmanuel. Thank you.
I like to, if we can share about sensations. Like uncomfortable and energetically intense sensations. It's happening that I'm having a meditation discipline every day. And it usually takes me toward sensations in the body. It's difficult not to pay attention to them because they are very intense. Sometimes not uncomfortable, but intense. I can feel in different areas of the body, like energetic contractions. And it also, it's happening that I feel more sensitive, like to what is happening in the body during the day. And also it's happening that I am waking up in the middle of the night, like every night, with this anxiety and these crazy sensations in the head or in different areas that keeps me awake for, I don't know, 1 hour, maybe more time. And you usually say that the ego is not only located in the mind, so to speak, like it's not only a thought activity, but also, and especially in the body. So, and I would like to address this question, especially from your experience when you, I don't know, meditated for 20 years or so. If you had to deal with different sensations during this time, you know what I mean? Like, and yeah, and how did you deal with it?
I mean, in a way, it doesn't matter, and also you cannot sum up. You cannot make this one statement about anyone's experience. We can sort of, share some memories, some impressions, but it's not possible to really sum up or speak in a complete way about one's experience. So it depends also at what level, at what stage of one's practice or one's meditation we are referring to, because there are many various sensations that appear, especially when you're sitting in silence, and there are also various insights, and the insights, they have an effect upon the experience you experience across the board. You experience of sensations, like for example, there are physical sensations, quotes unquote physical. Nothing is purely physical, really. There are sensations of bodily sensations that are more physical in that they refer to certain habits of the body. And when you are making some changes within the habits of the body, there are expressions, that the body puts out that you may not be familiar with. And then you have to sort of navigate your way with these new sensations that were, hidden within the body, and they're being triggered by, your practice, whatever practice you're doing. I mean, for example, like in the yogas, in just the various asanas, there are stages of expressions of sensations, depending on what, whether you're just beginning with working with the asanas, or whether you've been more experienced with that, and also there are it becomes more and more subtle. There are certain expressions within the body that are hidden more deeply. They arise. They arise at different stages, different points of your practice. The trajectory is that you go from experiencing sensations as personal events, and you move more and more towards experiencing impersonal sensation as impersonal events, so that while initially you are impacted and affected, and in a way like struggling in one form or the other with the sensation, as a form of opposition, or looking for a new way to be, but the new way is connected with the old way, which is a way of protecting, defending, avoiding, etc. But over time, we become more and more accommodating, more and more available in sort of a neutral way, in sort of an open way to the sensations, and the struggling aspect becomes calmer and calmer, and then we come to a place of peace and stillness, where there is no effort. There's no effort. Meaning that in a way you're not doing anything anymore. You're just sort of being, sort of being what? Being that which you are, being consciousness, being awareness, being the presence. So it's a process with sensations of being presence with conditions to being with less and less conditions until really there are no conditions. But it goes hand in hand with the process of being peace, sensing, being peace, goes hand in hand with the fan being unplugged. The fan, meaning the belief, the interest more than the belief, because the belief is easy to see. You can see it. Belief is that I'm a body, mind. I'm the body. You can see that's not. It's not. So you can see through the belief, but there may still be thoughts that accompany the feelings, the thought that the thought of being a separate person, but it's more like it becomes more of the feeling, and the feeling sort of triggers of thought. It's a certain sensation arise, and the thought is just about to get on board, saying, why is this happening to me, or something like that, or what is happening to me.
I just want to say, for example, when during the meditation time or the contemplation time, the struggling with the sensations is not present. I can remain with the sensation in a very gentle and open open way, and allow it and feel it, and just being relaxed with it, independently of how intense it is. The struggling comes, for example, when I wake up in the night. It's like, oh, now I wake up and now I won't be able to sleep for 1 hour or 2 hours, and I'm feeling this, and the blah, 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 blah.
Yes, but you see, what is, when you say, I won't be able to sleep, or I wake up, what is the I? When you say I, what are you referring to when you say, I woke up, or I cannot go to sleep?
Maybe it comes because of the memory of the discomfort of not sleeping well during the night, and then the rest of the day you feel like tired, and then it's like there is this idea or this resistance that says, yeah, I come to the same point. I don't want to experience that again. But yeah, it's true. Who is the I that is saying that doesn't want to experience that doesn't want to feel tired during the day?
Yeah, right. So, and also it's a setup. You don't know. You don't have a crystal ball about later during the day. Okay, you have statistics. You say, okay, my statistics tells me that 99% of the time, when I wake up at 2 o'clock in the morning, I am tired the rest of the day, right? So you have that statistics, and so you're recollecting, the statistics, and therefore you're feeling really upset, or you're feeling unhappy now because you're awake at 2 o'clock in the morning. But you have to be open to the magic, because if you're not open to the magic, then you're just living in the statistics. And the magic is everywhere. It's never, everything is magical. So, but we don't recognize that. We are just in the statistics. And the statistic, all the statistics are based on a wrong foundation. The foundation is that I am a statistical object, that I am a statistic. So there is the wrong foundation for in your life, because you're starting with the wrong statistics. You are a statistic, but you're not. You're not a statistic, and that's being open to the magic. You are consciousness. Consciousness doesn't get tired. Body get tired. Consciousness can perceive the tiredness of the body, ignore it, or not. There's a freedom, the freedom of consciousness. So so you have these possibilities available to you, the infinite possibilities, instead of using the same path. The same path. It's like you only go to the village on the same road, you know, the same road, the same road, the same road. But there are many ways you can go. You can go through the apple field. You can go next to the river. You can go to the village in many ways, not just this one path, you see. Now, in terms of the meditations that we have here, and where you feel the peace, or let's say the peace, then that peace that you feel is the peace of consciousness, the peace of your being, you see. And the non-peace, the non-peace, the agitation that you feel is the agitation of your belief. So in your belief, there are problems, imaginary problems, because of the initial problem that you believe yourself to be a statistic, to be that something is happening to you, that you exist as an object, as a form, as a mind, as a body, that you exist as a mind. But mind is not consciousness. Consciousness, mind appears within consciousness. Thoughts, sensations appear within consciousness. The mind is this narrow window, this window that allows us to, for example, perceive this perception right now, this particular perception right now on the screen. But although there is a very specific perception on the screen, there is awareness, there is that which perceives right now in this moment, which is not an image on the screen, right? There is the borderless awareness, the transparency of being. And that is your true nature, not what appears on the screen. So consciousness doesn't struggle with appearances on the screen, because appearances on the screen are its own creation. There is no other creator. There isn't like a mind which is creating anything. If you consider mind to be, for example, the realm of thoughts, in the realm of thought, any thought, this particular thought, it appears to you, what you don't manufacture it, you don't, as a personal self. It's not like Emmanuel's brain who is making the thought. That's just a story, that's a belief, that's a theory. But you just perceive the thought. You perceive the thought, but you're not, as a person, the manufacturer of the thought. Because if you were, as a person, the chooser and the manufacturer or the creator of the thoughts, then you would never create an unhappy thought. You're not going to shoot yourself in the foot, right? So, as a person, you are not the chooser of the thoughts. But yet, as consciousness, you know that these thoughts are yours. My thought is not your thought, it's my thought. It's a thought of I consciousness. And your thought is your thought, it's not my thought. It's a thought of I consciousness. The me and the you are not two different I's. It's only one I, one consciousness. So we feel, we know, we have an intuition that these thoughts are my thoughts, these perceptions are my perceptions. This intuition doesn't come from the mind, it comes from consciousness, from awareness. So as awareness, you are the owner, the creator, the perceiver. So you're not, in fact, creating hell for yourself. You would never do that. That would be stupid. Consciousness not stupid. Consciousness only creates its freedom. Out of its freedom, it creates whatever wants to create out of its freedom. Now, you say, well, why is there ignorance? Why is there separation? There is separation in order for you to understand it. Like you go to watch a game of chess, you say, what is this going on? Well, you have to understand the game. The game is there for you to understand it. When you understand it, you can play it. But if you play it without understanding it, it's not even fun. It's not even fun. It's not fun to play the guitar without understanding, notes and having some knowledge. So ignorance is there for you to understand it. And the understanding about consciousness, about ignorance, is that it is not real from the perspective of consciousness. Consciousness is play. It's only the reality of consciousness. So the sense of separation is created by consciousness. Except if you know of any other creator. I don't know of any other creator. I only know one reality, which we refer to as universal consciousness or being or Allah or God or Yahweh or Brahman, whatever. One reality. Not an external reality out there somewhere. No, one reality here, right now, this moment. It's awareness, consciousness. So anything that is created has to be the creation of this one reality. So ignorance, the sense of separation, the belief that I am separate, that I'm a limited consciousness, is the creation of consciousness itself. It is nothing else but a movement within consciousness, a play within consciousness. So are the mountains, the rivers, are the creations and the play of consciousness. Nothing exists outside of consciousness. Nothing exists outside of its reality, which is consciousness. So when I come to this understanding, I understand the game. It's like understanding the game of chess. Ah, interesting. It's a game of consciousness. And then you learn how to play the game. And the way to play the game of consciousness, once you understand it, is to be consciousness, that which you are. To realize, actually, you don't need to be consciousness. I take it back. You simply see the falsehood, the fallacy of a real separation, the fallacy of a reality called separation. There is no reality called separation. In other words, there is no separate reality outside of consciousness. Somehow, this is a game changer. You go from ignorance to wisdom, to knowledge. And you understand that suffering, it always refers to the belief and the feeling of being somebody, that my past is so important, my future is so important. You know, your past and your future, your past doesn't exist. It's gone. It's completely gone, and the future hasn't happened. I mean, it's you know, so your the whole thing about your past and your future is just such an illusion, because the totality of your experience is in this moment, which is the eternity of now, or the eternity of consciousness, of awareness. But most of our concerns are about the past and the future. What's going to happen to me tomorrow if I don't sleep well now? That's about the future. Oh my God, why did this happen to me? Why did I do this and that yesterday? That's the past. But we never experience any past or any future. We're only always presence awareness. But then we say, well, presence awareness is not going to be happy if the body has not slept well. So we put a condition upon awareness. We say, oh, conscious awareness is not going to be happy if the body does not sleep well. Bullshit. Not true. That's just what you want to believe. Of course, you are free to believe it. And you're free to feel miserable because, oh my God, I cannot sleep. What's going to happen to me tomorrow? This is your game. It's your play, you say. Well, why complain about the game you like to play? But there is another approach. You're awake, you're awake, you read a little bit, you go for a walk, you have some tea, and you listen to the YouTube video, you write something, you play the guitar, and then at some point you will perceive some sleepiness, and then you take the body to the bed, a la cama. You know, I used to experience just what you're saying about time and sleep and all of that. It was so unhappy. But it's no longer my experience. I no longer sleep or wake up, you know. The body does, but I don't.
Okay.
Which is not I'm not saying anything fantastic. It's our reality. Consciousness never sleeps or wakes up. Anyways, I don't know. Maybe I went on a tangent in your question. I don't know.
No, it's beautiful. Thank you. Thank you very much, Magdi.
Okay,
you.
Manuel.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions?
Magdi?
Yes, Olga.
Yeah, just quickly. I have the feelings that satsang creates more inner space, and somehow I feel much more healthy than I was before I had satsangs in my life. It's just wonderful, like the light of awareness is kind of nourishing
Yes.
and protecting, and if you like to go there, but it just want to
Yeah.
say thank you.
Yeah, it's like when you love music, you go to a wonderful concert with some of the great symphony, great musicians. You're very happy. Mm. The happiness that you experience is your happiness. In a way, one could say you are one in the happiness with the creativity and the expression of the symphony or of the musician, and the happiness of your being. So in a way, in satsang, we are one in this happiness, in this truth, in this understanding, in this love, in this infinite mystery, the peace. It has been said that, I think maybe Francis is saying that all you need is to show up. And it's contagious. It's contagious.
In the beginning, I needed to show off, but now I just show up.
Yes, right, exactly. I know. Yeah, I love going and sitting with Francis now that I'm in Temecula with Tara. We are just 15, 20 minutes away. I just to be in that, like children. children who love to play. They love to play together. So we are like that. We are like children who love to play together. I like the metaphor of friends sitting together around the fire.
Without getting burned.
Talking about a lovely campfire. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Holger, and thank you all. Very lovely to be with you, George, Fernando, Nathan,
Thank you.
Holger, Kelly, Frank.
Thanks, Maggie.
Okay, Frank. Thank you. Mina.
Thank you, Magdi.
Yes, Mina. Thank you, Mina.
Yes.
Yes. And George, second. Manoj. Hola, Jenny. Ah, Jenny. Okay. Holly and Holly. Malcolm. Walter. Beautiful waterfall there, Walter. Very lovely. And Jenny. Hello, Jenny. Rahul. Desmond. Lukash. Gisela. And Zoe.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you, Gisela. Love you all.
Thank you, Magdi.
Okay.
Thank you.
you.
Happy New Year.
Thank you.
Magdi.
Thank you.
Happy New Year.
Bye, everybody.
Yes.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
New Year.
Thank you.
Yes,
Happy New Year.
Yes. Wonderful.